I don't know if I want to do like the big over-the-top YouTube presentation. Be like, hey, what's up, guys? We're running a test today. Or I don't know what the fuck that voice was. Or really look seriously into the camera and be, so what if Connor McDavid was in the AHL? Because he's broken in this game and won't put up more than 100 points because of the way franchise mode's tuned. But what if we had an idea to make him point a game? And we put him in the AHL, and then we'd be all serious that way, too. Either way, we're going to put Connor McDavid in the AHL. And we're going to see how well he does. Cool? Cool. You inhaled helium. I might have. So we are going to be GM... God, to steal a laser beam quote. We're going to be GM... we'll have the S stand for shit. We'll be GM Dumb Shit Science. Will that fit in the name? Too long of a name. 12 characters! So we're gonna be okay. Let's just be DDS. That does not stand for like Isaac Yankem. In fairness, that would be DDS. Anyway, we're moving on. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I just offended the entire dental industry. It's cool. Don't worry about it. So, owner mode's gonna be off because obviously, edit lines are gonna be off. Player morale is gonna be off because obviously. He'd get pissed. And Fog of War will be off, too. It'll be fine. As far as the rule and settings, again, nothing with sliders affects what the hell happens in franchise mode. So don't worry about it, with the exception, of course, one slider will be taken a look at. We're going to go on the full sim. That whole deal doesn't really do much. Injuries are going to be off. Oh, period length will be on a lovely 20 minutes. Although I'm pretty sure game style might have some sort of effect. But obviously the other sliders, it doesn't do anything. Oh, authentic cap penalties are fine. Everything is good. We'll have the full, hey, here's how it was set up. So, you know, nothing dumb was going on in the background. It's just whether or not Connor can get the damn job done. This is gonna be something, isn't it? This is gonna be something. Clearly. And all that's fine and dandy. Don't worry about it. Anyway, as far as the gameplay sliders, the only thing we are worried about is actually not there. It's from within franchise mode itself. It'll be okay. Connor, can you put up 100 points in the AHL? And if not, then we might have to test, like, hey, what would happen if he's down there with, like, Steven Stamkos? Put him there with other 90-plus rated talents and hope that somehow, some way, he can actually get the damn job done and everything will be fine. Over, under 130 points. I'm going to go out on a limb and say like 92. I'm going to say 92 points. I don't think he's going to do that well. I genuinely don't. With how this works, with that default Bakersfield team, I don't think he's going to do that well at all. So we go back over to rules. So yeah, the penalty sliders are the 3 out of 4, which is fine. Could turn it up to 4 out of 4 to get more power plays. But even then, it doesn't make... I mean, it makes a difference, but not a huge difference. So, let's see what our roster's going to be with Connor McDavid down in the AHL. Can he actually put up points? We will find out. He's just going to be down in the AHL. Nobody else will be with him. Draisaitl's not going to be there. It's just Connor McDavid in the AHL. And we're going to hope for the best. We're going to go best lines. And the captain of the Oilers, it's probably Draisaitl now. But he will be on the top line with Josh Curry and Kyler Yamamoto. Can Connor McDavid actually put up points in the AHL? Let's find out. Puljujarvi's not that highly rated, but Draisaitl would certainly be a help. If he doesn't put up points with this setup, then it probably would be worth being like, oh, well, what if he had Draisaitl down there? Hopefully, though, he just puts up points. That would be nice. For some reason, I doubt that he will. Watch Edmonton win the cup without him. If they make the playoffs without him, I'm going to be very mad. Because the Edmonton run that we've been doing on stream, we didn't make the playoffs for like the first 3 or 4 years. What are my thoughts on the Peter Holland trade? No. Who cares? I hope for Peter Holland's sake he ends up getting some playing time, but that is a very minor deal that I doubt will result in anything. But Peter Holland's an NHL caliber player who, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like a Brandon Peary situation. It's like, you should probably be in the NHL. I don't know why you aren't. You should probably be in the NHL. So, I wish him all the best. But, I mean, what other answer am I supposed to have? My thoughts on the Peter Holland trade. That is a rarely asked question. Oh man, I'm trying to think of a better answer, but you know, I didn't even know he got traded. Yeah, oh, there you go. There's the perfect response. Didn't even know he got traded today. He got traded for Darren, what's his face? Darren Radish, yeah. Not even Taylor Radish, Darren Radish, undrafted. Randomly signs with Rockford and then gets an NHL deal and then gets traded. Then gets traded for Peter Holland. Which, you know, good for Darren Radish. Good for him. Good for him. 6-2 record. Go from scoring 1 goal against Texas to 6 goals against San Antonio. Holland trade equals blockbuster. I mean, it's up there. Like almost as big of a deal as the Marek Mazanec trade to Vancouver. I mean, good lord. It'll be a good year for rookies. You don't say. It better be with all the rookies I've created. It better be. For the record, Edmonton has a losing record right now, so yeah, I don't think they're going to survive. I don't think they're going to survive without Connor, but they might. Bakersfield's doing all right. Let's get a quick update. We're going to be 15 games in if this stops, and it does. How has Connor done? 17 points in 15 games. Not exactly the greatest point pace in the world now, is it? Not exactly the greatest point pace in the world. But maybe he'll catch fire. Maybe he might be able to make this work. He might be able to break. I mean, he's at this rate. At this rate, if he continues on this current rate, like he'll break 90, maybe 100 plus, not quite. Has Bakersfield been shut out yet? That's a good question. I haven't been paying attention enough to know. So probably not. But, you know, that's the Connor McDavid effect right there. You might beat us, but boy, you won't shut us out. Not a chance. Not a chance. Oh man, 15-6-2. Edmonton. Alright, so at the very least, Edmonton is going to be worse than they were in Season 1 for us. When we actually, you know, we're going a little bit conservative and not totally exploiting the AI try-hard-wise. We did get shut out, didn't we? So, there you go. Where did we get shut out? San Diego. Good timing. And then we beat the Gulls 3-1, and then played them 17,000 more times in the next 2 weeks. Literally got shut out as you said that. I mean, that's... I'm telling you, I'm not crazy. Ever since 2011, the Bruins win the Cup. Ever since then, sorry Vancouver, I swear to God, if I say something in relation to the game, it'll happen. Like, you're not going to shut us out. Bam, shut out. Hey, our record's really good. We lose like 5 games in a row. It's just, I don't know. Crazy things like that always happen. And I feel like they don't happen to anybody else as much as it happens to me. It's always, it can't possibly be just a coincidence. There's a conspiracy, damn it. And I'll stick to that viewpoint no matter what. Black helicopters exist, and they have an EA logo on the side. Constantly hovering over my house. You should always say negative things. No, because that's the trick. Is if I see something good is happening, like we're winning games, and I'm like, oh, okay, shit, I noticed it. And then I try to play the Jedi mind tricks of, you know, I can't think of the right word. I completely lost it. But you know, it's like, so I see that we're winning, and I'm like, shit, we're winning. I bet we're gonna start losing soon. You know, trying to do those reverse mind games at the EA doesn't work. You'll just lose anyway. The second you notice something good, bam, it turns on its head. Turns on its head. It's a terrible thing. Oh boy, Edmonton, ooh, rough. It's a conspiracy. Just like making sure the Bruins beat the Sharks. Exactly. I said Sharks so quickly it sounded like Sharks, like that goal song. The reverse psychology. There you go. It's late. Okay, that's my excuse. I don't know why I couldn't think of the term reverse psychology, but I couldn't. Also, the Bruins just offered a draft pick for Brandon Manning, so that's very upsetting. I rejected it, but still, very upsetting. And I don't know what Philly's obsession is with trying to get back Brandon Manning, but, you know, Emmy's an EA spy. And well, in fairness, Emmy's 2 years younger than the Bruins' last cup win, so, you know. But I did get her as a way to cheer me up after the Bruins lost to Chicago, so, you know, there you go. That's not the reason why I got the dog, but it helped. It helped. Alright, no more trade offers. I'd laugh if we wouldn't even be a playoff team. Odds are we're going to be a playoff team, but you never quite know. Well, Connor McDavid actually score in the AHL with AHL caliber talent around him. I'd like to think if you put like him, Draisaitl, and Nuge on the same line in the AHL, they'd score. Maybe not, though. You never quite know. They could absolutely suck. Because that's just the way the logic works, right? That's the way it works. A couple weeks left in the season. The Oilers are going to miss the playoffs. Condor's on pace to make it. Reverse psychology, yeah. What are you going to do about it? You don't know what to do. You don't know if I want to make the playoffs or want to miss out. You have no idea. We're losing a lot of games. We're losing a lot of games. The key to tank in year one to the Oilers is to put McDavid in the AHL. That's true. That is true. It's a good way to do it. If you want to tank with like Ottawa in year one, just do Shane Stone right down in the minors. Then again, you don't want to tank with them because, you know, Colorado gets a better pick. Sorry to bring that up, Sens fans, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? 38 wins on the year. Moment of truth. Connor McDavid, how did you do? So, I'm still going to keep the same opinion that, you know, EA should probably tune the way franchise mode plays out. 52 goals in 68 games is phenomenal. But 76 points? 76? How'd Josh Curry do? 43 points. Kyler had 53 assists. Yamamoto was a big-time beneficiary. 52 goals in 68 games. Try another year with Draisaitl. I don't even know if I want to, though. I will. Alright, so remember that. 52 goals, 76 points. Did he even lead the AHL? Shit. I'm gonna guess he did in points, right? I don't think I can go back. I don't think the autosave would have kicked in. I'll double check. But I'm gonna guess... No, it's saved. Okay, it's good. And then hopefully that backup stays there so I don't have to reestablish this. It probably won't. Why only 68 games? Because that's the amount of games that Bakersfield plays in a season. Some AHL teams play less games than others. Mainly the Western Conference. Welcome to the fine world of how the AHL works this year. Let's take a look at the point totals then. And hopefully that autosave at the start of the season just continue the same one. No, I want the teams to be exactly the same. So let's take a look. McDavid did lead the league. Impressively, too. Elias Anderson had 70 points. So he at least led the league in both points and goals by a very large margin. So, I mean, in relative terms, right, he actually had a really good season. He shot 20%. But it's still a 93 overall player. He should tear that league to shreds.
To shreds, you say?
Yes, Doctor. Well, in fairness, it's Professor Hubert J. Farnsworth. But still, you get the point. Everyone else had 76. It's not a glitch, Knucklehead. It's how the AHL works. AXL. Thank you for the follow. Damn it. Nope. Hey, good. The backup file's still there. Perfect. So we can jump right back to the start of the season. Same exact settings applied. And we'll drop Draisaitl down there with them. And maybe Nuge? Should I put Nuge and Hopkins down there too? And just have like an elite level top line for the AHL? And see how they all do? That's what I'm going to do. McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nuge are all going down to the AHL. And we're going to see how they do. How will that trio perform? You watch, though. This Oilers team is going to somehow make the playoffs. I'm calling it right now. So it is Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, and Draisaitl. And then the power play, just to make sure they're all together. Perfect. Let's see how they do. McDavid put up, 76 points with 52 goals? Let's see how he does this year. I should turn off the alerts for trades and everything, but actually, you know what? I'm going to do that. Just to save a little bit of time. Is Lucic going to get traded in real life? Who the hell would possibly take that contract? The only way someone takes Lucic is if you're like, okay, package Puljujarvi and like a good draft pick with them, and we'll give you back something usable. That's it. Like, the Oilers would have to take a massive L to be able to deal Milan Lucic. No one's going to let them off the hook on that contract. There's no way. So, here we go. We'll turn off those notifications, and let's see how, honestly, a legitimate top line in the AHL, or in the NHL, would do in the AHL. Let's see. That looked like a perfectly normal thing to do. Hey, you know, what is this franchise mode for, if not to sit here and dick around and do stupid things? What else would it possibly be for? Aside from cutting into my time with Mafia 2, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll get there. We will get there. Alright. So, like, do we have predictions then? Like, is McDavid going to have more or less points, do you think? Are we going to get shut out this season? Duncan, no complaints tonight, man. No complaints. Congrats on not having terrible luck in the ASHL. How did Lucic get so bad? I mean, it's just the way the game's played has changed. Not that, you know, wow, the Oilers haven't won in the first 5 games. You know, not that, hey, and we get shut out by San Diego again. Not that, you know, going to the front of the net and, you know, David Clarkson style tapping in every rebound isn't still a viable option, but it's more of a speed league. Just, you know, drop-offs like this can happen. That's why you got to be careful. Whether or not it's just, you know, they drop off, or if, like, something happens like with David Clarkson, Nathan Horton, where it's just, you know, injuries add up and that's it. Just how it happens. But, I don't know. I still feel like Luch could be half decent. I'm kind of still blaming Edmonton for ruining him. I feel like he'd be doing at least a little bit better in Vancouver. I gotta be honest. I feel like he'd be doing a little bit better in Vancouver. As we are losing a lot of games. We have a couple of, you know, 5 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 5 goals, 6 goals, 5 goals. We're still scoring goals, but we are losing quite a few games compared to last year. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes down. The point totals, the team success. Again, the roster is exactly the same, minus the fact that Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins have been added to it. Lucic can stay away from the Canucks. Well, I'm just saying, like, you know, Vancouver dodged that bullet for sure. But part of me feels like maybe he wouldn't be doing as badly, which is weird because in Edmonton he was given the chance to play with McDavid, and we already got one shit contract. How dare you? Eriksson's contract's bad, but I wouldn't define it as shit. He's had trouble. When Louis Eriksson's healthy, he's fine. And I refuse to accept any other assessment. Alright? That's fine. You know damn well Benning would overpay him. I think he tried to overpay Lucic, didn't he? And Lucic just went to Edmonton instead? I think. Probably. I don't remember. 15th. If we miss the playoffs this time, there's a really good chance of that happening. There's a very good chance of us missing the playoffs. I can't wait. I'm gonna laugh when, like, Kyler Yamamoto puts up more points than Nugent Hopkins or Draisaitl. I don't think that's going to be the case. I mean, there's a chance of it, but we've had quite a few high-scoring games this year, you know? Quite a few. It's an okay contract for Louis, all right? It's an okay deal. It's not his fault he gets overpaid, all right? You can't blame Lucic for taking the money. You got to blame the GM for giving him the contract. That's how it works. That's how it works. Which, no, doesn't mean that you can't, you know, label a contract or, you know, a bad contract shit just because you can't blame the player for it. I like Louis Eriksson, okay? I have no choice to. He was the best piece of the Sagan return. I have to defend him at all times. Otherwise, the trade looks that much worse. And it already looks very, very Matt Frazier, very, very bad. Oh boy, only in this video and this stream could putting Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Nugent Hopkins in the AHL result in us somehow bringing up the Sagan trade. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. The good thing is we're back on a playoff pace, which is nice. The main Oilers team still won't make the playoffs, which is fine. It's just, what are these point totals going to be? Another display of how they really do need to retune the way franchise mode plays out. They need to drop goalie save percentages, even if it's an overreaction to the fact that goalie save percentages this year are down. They've been dipping a little bit, but obviously this year they're quite down. They need to retune it. They need to be reactionary. In this instance, like, I don't like being reactionary with player overalls and potentials, but I'd react a little bit more towards the way the league is going and trending this season. So, you know, we only have a few weeks left in the season. We're going to be playoff bound. It's just, what are the point totals? What are these beautiful, lovely point totals? Alright, I'm excited for this. I'm excited. Are we going to hit 40 wins? We have to win all of our remaining games. The answer is no. Edmonton's already out of the playoff structure, of course. What are we going to get? 76 points for McDavid, 52 goals, I do believe is what it was. Riley Smith was indeed in the Sagan trade. We lost our final 4 games. 36, 25, and 7. Let's take a look. Drum roll, please. McDavid did not lead the team. Leon Draisaitl did. And he only had 89 points. Which, you know, in fairness, again, relevant terms, right? Because obviously 82 games, 68. So we had less games. But you're also in the AHL. So I think you would kind of expect... Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid to put up more points than that. McDavid had 88. Nuge at 70. So, I don't know. They can't put up more than 100 points, apparently. But, in terms of a point per game average, they're looking pretty good. But, yeah. McDavid also had a lower shooting percentage this year, so... I don't know how to feel. Like I said, benefit of the doubt, 68 games as opposed to 82. But still, it's Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. And you can't break 100 points in 68 games? Put them in the OHL. Play them in Switzerland. Oh, God. That would be funny as hell. We'd have to run a season mode, but then again, of course, there's no minor league in season mode, and you can't replace teams this year, so... I mean... Nuge wasn't even top 3 in scoring. The other two led the league, no problem. But Nuge wasn't even, I mean, in fairness, you can list him ahead of JFK and Solaric. You know, he played the 8 less games. But... oh, it is... it speaks for itself, I think. It speaks for itself. Connor McDavid, not an AHL superstar. Confirmed. Put the entire Oilers roster in the AHL. Oh, let's be honest, most of them are only AHL caliber anyway. Fucking nailed it. Boom. Boom.